In this video today, we're going to go ahead and talk about how you can increase your chances of being accepted to the Rotational Product Management Program over there at Meta. My name is Rich. I am the founder of Product Gym, and in today's video, I'm going to go out there and try to give you some tips. This is my LinkedIn, if you don't know it. And this is, Product Gym in a sense. We help people break into some of the top level companies for product manager roles. We've gotten people into Hulu, we've gotten people into Venmo. I'll let you go ahead and scroll on and on and on and on and on. But as you can see, we bag people multiple offers, multiple offers, multiple offers, multiple offers, multiple offers. The position that you're going for is actually pretty special. And I've never worked at Meta before, but we've actually successfully coach people to break into this company. I'm going to try to give you as many tips as possible to increase your chances. And coming from a former tech recruiting background, where my advice is going to go and differ dramatically is the majority of the advice that you can ascertain from this entire endeavor, and I sincerely wish you will succeed in it, because I know what it's like to really want something, and then when you get it, I would love to go out there for you to send me a LinkedIn message saying, "I'm Rich, I did it." Thank you. The information that you're getting comes from basically 2 or maybe 3 groups of people. Group number 1 are going to be the people that have successfully navigated their way into this process. That's great. But largely, a lot of times when we do something for ourselves and we succeeded, we don't know exactly why. The second group of people are people that currently or used to work at Meta, and they were part of the selection process. That's also another group of people. And of course, you want to gather as much intelligence as possible. I also understand. I've had a lot of things to do. We run like 6 other programs here, but I wanted to get you guys this video in a rush because you guys need to get these applications in, right? So that's the second group of people. The third group of people are the people that tried and fail. More often than not, there's no person that talks about this from the perspective of a former tech recruiter, which is actually what I did, which is working tech recruiting, helping companies hire for tech roles, and one of those roles was product management. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you a few things that is going to be counterintuitive to what it is that you've understood about getting this job, but I want you to go ahead and get it. And regardless, you should have some backups in place. So the first thing that you want to go ahead and do to differentiate yourself for this role is, how do you want to brand yourself on your resume? How do you want to brand yourself on your LinkedIn? How do you want to brand yourself on your cover letter? Beyond the resume, LinkedIn, and cover letter, are there any other things that you can do to show that you are qualified for this role? Next off is, you need to at some point prepare for the interview process, because if you make it through the first phase, and they're going to be sifting resumes and LinkedIn's and cover letter, if you make it through the first phase, there will be another screening phase where they ask you questions to see if you're a good fit, and they'll determine whether or not you're going to go ahead and pass. This is a very serious process that Meta takes, because as you can see, the program dates are March to September 2026. Like, when you're done with this, it's going to be a year later, right? And the applications are already open right now in August. They will get to it around after Labor Day. Just so you know, it's going to be after Labor Day, right? So here's a quick tip. If you don't make it by August 29, just send it anyways, because nobody's looking at anything until after Labor Day, right? Why not, dude? Like, don't deny yourself any chances, right? But what can you go ahead and do on the interview to increase your chances of converting that interview into you being accepted into this program? I'm going to break down this video into 2 of those main parts. The first thing is, if you don't have a resume, you want to make your resume look like a product manager resume as much as possible, and you want to have it in this format. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you why. Most of your competition is going to have a resume template that looks like either a consultant or somebody that is in finance, or a software engineering resume. And that really creates a lot of role confusion. So you want to have it in a way that they understand it. Product manager resumes are skills chart on top right here. And then the next thing is you need to have your bullets here, and there should be at the very least 5 to 6 bullets per position. And you need to have as much AI skills as possible. Something else that I need to go ahead and implore you is in each and every one of these bullets, when you're interviewing for a meta role, well, honestly speaking, right now, in any role, what you need to do is, and this is why, schedule a call with us to see if you can still make it into our program, because after you submit your applications, there's still a lot of stuff that you need to do. Most people, I'm going to save this for the end of the video, most people, they just submit their applications and all they do is just pray to the person they call God. Not great. The other thing that you need to do to make sure that you increase your chances of standing out is you need to have very clear metrics in terms of what are your accomplishments. And do yourself a favor. Don't have percentages. Have hard data, such as, like, I helped increase website traffic from 3,000 visitors to 4,000 visitors within 4 weeks. I help increase website traffic. I help reduce customer onboarding time from 6 weeks to 2 weeks within 1 month. What they really value, because you got to think about, like, they're going to take a look at you and they're going to think, well, do you have any type of like customer empathy? Do you have any type of product sense? Do you have any type of customer sense? First things first is, when you say a percentage, how do I know you didn't make that percentage up, right? You need some type of percentage. You need some type of, like, you need 2 dots on the line to make a graph. I need to know what was the starting point and I need to know what was the ending point. What was the exact impact that we're looking at here? That's for starters. The next thing that we need to go ahead and do is we need to have a clear freaking time frame as to when you got it done. They're gonna want to know. There's nothing that aggravates a hiring manager more than not having a time frame when you have your bullet. So, like, if I gave you enough time, reasonably speaking, I expect you to be able to figure out anything. I want to know that you learn something very quickly, that you accomplish something in a very short amount of time. Of course, I can pick at this all day, but we don't have that time. So I'm going to go ahead and move back over to the template. Something else that you can do that we've had people break into Meta and all of these other beautiful companies is actually just go ahead and utilize the template where you have the company letterhead. And this has worked out very well for people that have broken into, like, and this is just a template that you can go out there and use. Or like when we had somebody actually get a product manager job over there at Netflix, they actually use this resume template as well. And as you can go out there and see, it stands out. Here's the thing, you want to stand out. When you're going for a role at Meta, they don't like people that are fearful. They don't like people that hesitate. So when people that come to me and they say, like, oh, I really want to get a rotational product manager job at Meta, like, I really want to qualify for that program, or I want to work at Google. And I say, okay, if you really want to go out there and make an impression, I mean, a great way for you to go ahead and make an impression, like, you see back over here, Venmo, right? Boom. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's go and send over a freaking Venmo template and be like, oh shit. You know, if I'm a recruiter, what do you think I'm going to do when I take a look at this? I'm going to be like, huh? No way. And then I'm going to go out there and I'm going to click on the LinkedIn profile URL and I'm going to find out this is a real person. And you know what I'm going to do basically after that? I'm going to tell my friend about it. And you know what my friend's going to do? He's going to Slack a few other people in the office or in the company about it. And they're going to be like, yo, check out Jane, dude. She actually sent over here. It's nice, it's clean, doesn't take away from the actual content. You are going internal viral. People are like, really? Should I do that? If you have that kind of mindset, to tell you the truth, no disrespect intended, they don't want you working there because Meta is the type of company that values people that are fearless, move fast, break things, ship fast, ship often. If you're like, you don't belong there, they don't want you over there because that's not their company culture, and you have to go ahead and show it up front. You stand out by being different. You stand out by standing out, and you stand out by taking risk. So when people are coming to me like, oh, you mean you want to do the same shit as like the 900 other people that are trying to get a Meta logo on their LinkedIn profile so they can sport that shit on their Hinge account? Well, what makes you different from all these other people out here? Absolutely freaking nothing, right? And that just creates this impression that, you know what? That means even if we miss out on you, we didn't really miss out on that much, because you probably coming from this background, going for a meta rotational product manager role, you probably have a really impressive background. And you gotta think, most of the people, you probably come from a decent school. If you didn't come from a decent school, actually your chances are so much better, because they love how you people think. They love the street smart kids. They love them. They really, really, really do. You guys see enough of the social proof already on like YouTube, where it's like how I got into like the RPM program at Meta, despite the fact that I didn't come out from like an Ivy, because they're like, half of the people here think the same. Like we don't want them. Like, you know, even if we miss out on them, there's nothing special about it, because there's such an abundance of those people here. We'd rather go for scarcity because they're special, they're unique, they're different. Okay, out of this entire pack. So these are things that you can go ahead and differentiate yourself. I can pick out your LinkedIn all day, but have a nice front-facing photo. And also, you want to make sure that all of your dates and your names and your titles are going to go ahead and match up with the LinkedIn profile. Cover letter, do you really need it? No, people always ask me that, but honestly speaking, the cover letter is not for the recruiter. The cover letter is not for the application. The cover letter is for the hiring managers at the very, very end. And it's always for the 1 out of 100 product management hiring managers that are like, I'm old school, I still believe in cover letter. So if you need a cover letter, we have it. Schedule a call. But I just want you guys to also know this. You also don't need to have it. Like, that's not really the best use of your time if you're stressing out about this cover letter and like only 1 or 2 people out of 100 people are actually going to go ahead and read it, right? The next thing that you actually really want to stand out as a candidate, and this is something that you should do from the time that you submit your application all the way until the time that you get an interview, is you should have a YouTube channel. You should have 2 more things. You should have, and this is what we focus on in our program, but I want to, and you can go ahead and schedule the call basically right here and see if you can make it into our next AI product management cohort. We recently just helped somebody land their dream job over there at American Express. You want to also go ahead and show a portfolio website. Give me a second. A portfolio website, which is done on Lovable. You can go ahead and RSVP for this event. Or you can go ahead, if you really can't figure out the link, DM me on LinkedIn, I'll send it to you. But you want to go ahead and you want to build a portfolio website on Lovable, because Lovable right now is all of the craze. And more importantly, you want to show how it is that you built it. Right now, the biggest buzzword in product management is 0 to 1. And this is also applicable to people that are looking to break into the RPM, the Rotational Product Management Program at Meta. They want to know how it is that you crack the code to doing this. They want to know how it is that you learn something. Product management interviewing has gotten to be very, 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 has gotten to, like, the game has definitely been elevated. So think about it. You only have so much time to make an impression. So you want to know what you do. The real rock stars right now front load that time before they even get to the hiring team. They already have some content about them out there. And if you, I wouldn't go so far as to say like you're an influencer, but things that you can do, write a blog, write a product management blog about how to write a roadmap, how to go out there and do a PRD. And instead of posting it up on your website, post it up on my website saying like, yeah, I've actually published before. I've given out webinars. I've actually hosted on it. Because you got to think about it this way. If they ask you if you know how to do certain things, how do they know you know how to do it? They don't. The only thing that they're banking on right now is if you can show them something and if you can go ahead and actually explain how you derived around that. But the thing is, you also have a time limit. This is what I need to explain to people is you need to front load this. You need to front load this as much as possible. If you had 7 days to make an impression at the Meta office, I will bet money they will hire you because they will see who you are as a person. They will know how sincere you are. They would know how much you care about this role and what it would mean to you, and you'd work your fucking ass off for this. But the truth is, you probably max out, have 7 to 11 hours, right? So, and you have to go ahead and make an impression. So when you're done interviewing, you're also hoping that these people remember you, and they might not because there's so many people hitting them up. So how do you stay fresh in there? Create content. You need to get content up. You need to constantly be in their mind. Quick story. You want to know how I got a scholarship? A really, really awesome scholarship when I was in school. I didn't just submit my essay. I followed up with the panelists and the judges every single day until they handed me that money. I put a face to the name, and I wasn't just another freaking number and another freaking person. I made sure that they resonated with my freaking story. And you should go ahead and absolutely do that for yourself too. Because you want to know why? When you're going to be on the interview, you need something to reference. Otherwise, why do you think I'm showing you all this shit? Why do you think I'm very specifically showing you this right here where it's like we got people into like Hulu, we got people into like Venmo, and I'm showing you multiple offers. It's like how to expedite the offer process, multiple offers. And I'm telling you like, oh, we got this person a crypto offer. I'm demonstrating freaking social proof. So when you call, you have an idea, like we got this person into Disney Plus, we got this person 4 product manager offers, we got this person 3 offers, all these offers, we got this person most recently into American Express. You're gonna need reference points, and nothing's gonna be better than if you actually have real reference points that's actually public facing. Another thing that's going to make you very much stand out is if you have a profitable AI side project that became an AI side hustle. Why? Because grabbing cash is actually one of the hardest skills for a product manager. It demonstrates you have something called customer empathy. You know what people want, and clearly you gave it to them at a price that they wanted because they bought from you. So you want to know what's a really cool flex? Really cool flex is showing them your freaking Stripe account of how many payments you cleared selling something. They love hustlers there. They love hustlers there. All right? That's what they do. They absolutely do. So with all of that said, do yourself a favor, schedule the call, because here's the thing. The chances of you, I really hope you guys get it. With that said, there is a strong chance that you might not. You got to also think about this too. You have to have a backup for the backup. With that, what if you don't get this RPM role, right? You're going to be extremely depressed. You don't want that to happen. You need to go ahead and generate other interviews and also generate other offers. And it's not something that's like, you're not in a committed romantic relationship where it has to be exclusive. One of the hottest things that you can actually do for yourself is like say like, yo, while you guys were freaking sifting other resumes, I went out there to get 3 other offers. If you got a product manager offer from like a Venmo or a Hulu, a Spotify, and you put that in front of their face, I think you would agree with me that you go to the very top of the list, right? In terms of like who should get this job. And, you know, when it comes down to that, should you get the RPM position? I don't know. That really depends. How badly do you want to go ahead and work at Meta? A lot of you also think that the only way you're going to get a product manager job at Meta is through the RPM position. And that's not true. A lot of people have broken into Meta without going into the RPM as well. That is a completely separate conversation. But having said that, there's a few other things that I'd like you to go ahead and know. A really cool flex, start an IG channel where you just talk about AI, just like this lady right here, named Zowie Talks. And more importantly, start your YouTube channel. This is actually what we train on intensively in our AI product management program. Is not just learning these skills. It's like, look at this. We're going to show you how to go ahead and put together a crypto dashboard, right? You see that, and boom, 267 views versus 43 views versus 31 views versus 12 views. best questions to ask before enrolling in an AI product management program. Nobody gave a shit about it, right? Oh, this is a cool side project to go out there. It's like I used ChatGPT as an investment banking analyst and got 388% returns in 7 months. And I had this once from a month ago. I basically bet on this one stock. It was called Oklo, and I showed the whole ChatGPT framework. Give me a second. But I have 6 months of data going back to this all the way back there. This was 6 months ago. And because I can now link it to like I was doing this for set amount of time, that's something else that you really need to do. Is so many people would just go ahead and they'll just submit their application and then they're just like, I'm just going to go out there and study. No, studying's not going to do anything for you. You need to put more crap out there. AI product management, you see here, we built an AI agent to go out there and apply to jobs. Show them you have some kind of technical advantage by showing them a freaking workflow. They will love you so much more. My name is Rich, founder of Product Gym. Schedule the call. I really hope that you get it. If you have any other questions at all, by all means, don't hesitate to reach out to me. So many people have already been blowing me up to go out there and ask me about this. I want to see as many of y'all get in there as possible. I will liken it to like if you're getting into your dream school. It's an incredible feeling, and I hope that happens for you. Bottom of my heart. Talk to you very, very soon.